First independent bank, big enough to know business, small enough to know you.
With Saint Laurent, gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman, I'm too hot.
The Schaefer's 5 generations of towing began in 1920 in Renville, a small town in western Minnesota. It all started with one tow truck and a phone number that was only 3 digits long. Today, the Schaefers provide towing and roadside services across the nation and have over 100 pieces of equipment. Everyone asks me where the Pulver name comes from. My great-grandpa purchased Pulver Towing in the 1980s and chose to keep the name. The Schaefers and Pulver Towing have provided services for over 100 years, and we will continue to be there when you need them most. Pulver Towing, big or small, we tow them all.
She said, baby, let's go. When I told her, I said,
The home is just a hair hard for me. The strikes are just dots.
We're just country boys and girls getting down on the farm. You can have a lot of fun in a New York minute, but there's some things you can't do inside those city limits. I ain't no closing time, I ain't no cover charge, just country boys and girls getting down on the farm.
Hey, Roman numeral 7, babe, drop it like it's hot. If this world was mine, I'd take your dreams and make them multiply. If this
Yep, I talked to him. We're gonna do lineups the whole 9 yards too. So yep.
Steady, reliable, strong. The same things you want from your sports team, you want from your insurance company. Well, we're here to tell you that we've got your back to protect what matters most. So support your mutual with pride, and we'll serve you with honor. North Star Mutual Insurance Company, a personable company, keeping you on course. Proud supporter of Lakeview Athletics.
Did you know the Lakeview Booster Club supports the communities of Cottonwood and Wood Lake in addition to supporting the Lakeview School District? The mission of the Booster Club is to be a supporting organization for all Lakeview extracurricular, co-curricular, and Lakeview-affiliated enrichment programs. The Lakeview Booster Club is proud to be the main supporter of all Lakeview athletic, fine arts, and school activity live streams. Please consider supporting the Lakeview Booster Club by scanning our QR code on the screen or visiting lakeviewboosterclub.com.
I got the eye of the tiger, the fire, dancing through the fire.
Farmers typically only get one chance to plant their crop that they rely on for the year. At DJ's Planter Sales and Service LLC, we provide agricultural technologies and a top-notch service-first mentality, creating a more efficient and effective pass across the field. DJ's Planter Sales and Service is located 2 miles east of Cottonwood. Call Dale at 507-829-1220 or email us at djsplantersales@gmail.com.
Tonight go crazy. All you gotta do is just meet me at the
on, Connie. They're there for you. They're there for you. Get a rip. All right, Connie, drive them in here, boy.
Keep me a 90-minute future if you have any. Have a good night.
Brooks. Bad for Ian. Yeah.
Of the stream, I think one of the most important events that we stream is graduation. And number 2, I think.
Go. Get out! Connie, they're right here for you. Hey, man, they're right there, man. Put it in, Connie. Walk on, baby. Only if it's yours, Connie. Connie.
You know, like it's
Grab one in here. Now they need me. Now they need me.
graduation is number 1.
Now they need me. You're on it. You're on it. Listen, be careful.
And I'm gonna put in a request for those guys for the ceremonies that
Only got one here. Mark on it.
I'm gonna put in for it, so hopefully maybe we'll have
All right, Brooks, they're there for you. One down, home in one. Hey, one out here, not running into an out. Don't run into an out. Hey, it has to be there. It has to be there, Brooks. It has to be there.
Force that home, man. You gotta go.
Hey, anything close. Anything close. Boy.
welcome back to the Lakeview Athletic Complex. We just watched the JV teams play to a 2-2 tie after 4 innings. Coming up next, we'll have the varsity games. They're going to get the field ready, and then we'll have introductions. Well, they'll do infield, and then, then we'll do introductions, anthem, and play ball. So here's our starting lineups today for, well, let me get some music going here. Apologize, back home. So again, anyway, welcome to the stream. My name is Phil Allen. We're going to take you on a journey today in today's game with the Lakeview Lakers hosting the Dawson-Boyd Blackjacks. All right, let's run down the starting lineups for both teams, beginning with the Blackjacks. Leading off the pitcher, number 14, Cameron Sather. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 2, Colton Bothan. Batting third, the third baseman, number 3, Tygan Long. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 11, Nathan Hansen. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 4, Grayson Olson. Batting sixth in center field, number 5, Bo Johnson. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 15, Colin Olson. Batting eighth in right field, number 24, Ashton Swendra. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 1, Elijah Olson. And in left field, number 10, Kyan Mosing. And that's the starting lineup for the Blackjacks and their head coach, Darren Swenson. The lineup for the Lakers, they're going to lead off with the catcher, number 15, Tegan Newman. Batting second baseman, number 2, Dylan Karen. Batting third, the third baseman, number 5, Logan Herrick. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 3, Braylon Breifogel. Batting fifth in right field, number 7, Dakota Cowell. Batting sixth, the pitcher, number 24, Jace Danielson. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 10, Landon Listel. Batting eighth in left field, number 8, Gage Dimmick. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 17, Brooks Smith. And that's the starting lineup for the Lakers and their head coach, Kurt Shakey. I'm going to step away for 1 second. Got a message coming up. So I guess the message was not not that important anyway. So there we go. Now I got the game scheduled to start for 6 o'clock, but I think it's going to be a little bit sooner than that. Both teams will take their infield, but they are preparing the field. So after the field is prepared and the infield start, we'll probably have about a 15 to 20-minute break or while they're doing their infield. So again, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast. We have a beautiful day for a baseball. It's 63 degrees with a 14-mile-an-hour wind out of the north. So that's blowing straight into the breast box from left field or right field to home plate. Dimensions at the field: in left field 310, left center 337, center 365, right center 337, and right field 310. So those are the dimensions here at the Lakeview Athletic Complex. So while they prepare the field, we're going to step away with a commercial break. If you haven't had enough of them, we'll give you some more. And then we'll be back and talk about the teams. And hopefully we'll play ball in about 20 minutes from now. That'd be about 5:40-ish. That's just a guess. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back.
Steady. Reliable. Strong. The same things you want from your sports team, you want from your insurance company. Well, we're here to tell you that we've got your back to protect what matters most. So support your mutual with pride, and we'll serve you with honor. North Star Mutual Insurance Company, a personable company keeping you on course. Proud supporter of Lakeview Athletics.
Did you know the Lakeview Booster Club supports the communities of Cottonwood and Wood Lake in addition to supporting the Lakeview School District? The mission of the Booster Club is to be a supporting organization for all Lakeview extracurricular, co-curricular, and Lakeview-affiliated enrichment programs. The Lakeview Booster Club is proud to be the main supporter of all Lakeview athletic, fine arts, and school activity live streams. Please consider supporting the Lakeview Booster Club by scanning our QR code on the screen or visiting LakeviewBoosterClub.com.
We're just country boys and girls getting down on the farm. You can have a lot of fun in a New York minute, but there's some things you can't do inside those city limits. I ain't no closing time, I ain't no cover charge, just country boys and girls getting down on the farm.
The Schaefer's 5 generations of towing began in 1920 in Renville, a small town in western Minnesota. It all started with one tow truck and a phone number that was only 3 digits long. Today, the Schaefers provide towing and roadside services across the nation and have over 100 pieces of equipment. Everyone asks me where the Pulver name comes from. My great-grandpa purchased Pulver Towing in the 1980s and chose to keep the name. The Schaefers and Pulver Towing have provided services for over 100 years, and we will continue to be there when you need them most. Pulver Towing. Big or small, we tow them all.
First independent bank, big enough to know business, small enough to know you.
Yeah, let's go put some miles on it. Back of the Chevy with the engine running.
And welcome back to the Lakeview Athletic Complex for today's Camden Conference baseball game between the Dawson-Boyd Blackjacks and the Lakeview Lakers. The Blackjacks enter today's game with a record of 3-2. The Lakers come in with a record of 0-5. For the Blackjacks, they opened up this season against RTR and lost to them 9-3. Then they traveled to Princeburg to take on the Blue Jays and won that game 15-4. And then they traveled to Springfield and lost to them 11-1 in 5 innings. And then they're on a 2-game winning streak, hosting TMB. They beat them 9-7, and then hosted Border West and beat them 15-6. So that's the Blackjacks. They're 3-2, 3 wins against Border West, Tracy Miller Ballatin, and Central Minnesota Christian, and 2 losses against RTR and Springfield. For the Lakers, they come into today's game with a record of 0-5. They opened up the season with Edgerton, Southwest Minnesota Christian, lost to them 15-5, and then traveled to Tracy and lost to them 11-6. And then took on Red Rock Central, Westbrook Walnut Grove, lost to them in 6th inning, 16-6. And then hit the road to take on the Wolverines, lost to them 6-4. And then just hosted YME here on Tuesday and lost to them 11-6. Ooh, camera's getting a little. Give me 1 second here, a little fuzzy, don't know why. There we go. That's a little bit better. That was hazy. So anyway, there we go. So the Blackjacks are 3-2. Lakers are 0-5. So yes, our varsity game is slotted to start around 6 p.m., but I'm guessing it'll be a little bit sooner than that. Again, if you're just tuning in, our temperature is 63 degrees with a 14-mile-an-hour wind out of the north. The Lakers are getting ready to do their infield, or I don't know which one will go first, and Blackjacks. And then we'll have introductions of the starting lineups. While we're waiting, let's look at our upcoming streams. Tomorrow is prom here at Lakeview, and we'll have that stream for you starting at 6 p.m. for the drive up, and then a separate stream for the Grand March. That'll be at 7:30. And then on Monday, softball is slotted to host Minneota Canby. That's a 4:30 start. And then on Tuesday, we'll head over to the golf course, and we'll have coverage on hole number 5. That's starting at 4:30 p.m. Hole 5 is a par 3. For men, or for the boys, it'll be about a 140-yard shot. And for the girls, around 110 to 120, just depending on pin placement and markers. And then we're off for a little bit, and then we'll have the Track and Field True Team Section 3A Championship on Monday, May 5th. And then on Tuesday, May 6th, we'll be back with softball versus McRae. And after that, May 5th, May 6th, there is an onslaught of streams. It's going to be busy all the way until graduation on May 16th at 5 p.m. So again, thank you for tuning in to today's game. Lakers are going to be warming up, taking an infield soon. And then the Blackjacks, and then we'll meet today's teams, anthem, and play ball. So again, thank you for tuning in. My name is Phil Lom. I'm going to step away, and we'll just have the camera here. No commercials, but if you check out our sponsors, scrolling across the bottom, we thank them for their support.
Cut, cut, cut. Cut it, cut it, cut it. Thank you. Hey, Marvin, don't. Dong, you want to go get that ball? It's right behind you. It's right behind you.
And good evening, baseball fans. Thank you for tuning in to today's game. If you're watching, the Blackjacks are finishing their warm-up. And then once they're complete, they'll have the meeting of the minds behind home plate. And once that's done, we'll introduce both teams, we'll have a national anthem, and then we'll play ball. So it is looking like about a 5:50 start, maybe a little bit later after that, but it's been pretty close to that. You see the starting lineups there. We'll introduce them shortly. Our temperature is at 63 degrees. Wind is 13 miles an hour out of the northwest. Dawson-Boyd comes in today's game with a record of 3-2. Lakers 0-5, looking for their first win of the 2025 campaign. While we're waiting for them, let's again look at our upcoming streams. Tomorrow is prom. We'll have Grand March, or actually drive up at 6 o'clock, and then the Grand March at 7:30 p.m. On Monday, Varsity Softball will be hosting Minneota-Canby. That's a 4:30 start. Then on Tuesday, we're going to head over to the Cottonwood Country Club and stream from hole number 5. That is a par 3. And then we're off until the following Monday, May 5th. That's a track and field Section 3A True Team Championship running event starting at 4 p.m. that day. And Lakeview students are excited. They're getting out at 1:30 that day in early dismissal. That is a change to the calendar. So Lakeview students getting out at 1:30 p.m. on Monday, May 5th. And then on Tuesday, Varsity Softball will be hosting McRae. That is a 4:30 start. And then May 7th is Senior Recognition Night. And then there's just a plethora of events all the way until graduation on May 16th. So again, thank you for tuning in to today's game. My name is Phil Lallum. Looks like the Blackjacks are done with their warm-up. The meeting of the minds at the home plate between the umpires and the head coaches. And then once that's complete, we'll introduce both teams and we'll play ball. So I'm going to step away for just a little bit until the meeting is complete, and then we'll meet both teams. So again, thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast between the Dawson-Boyd Blackjacks and the Lakeview Lakers. Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to the Lakeview Athletic Complex for today's Camden Conference baseball game between the Dawson-Boyd Blackjacks and your Lakeview Lakers. Well, let's meet today's teams, beginning with the starting lineups for the Dawson-Boyd Blackjacks. Leading off the pitcher, number 14, Cameron Sather. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 2, Colton Bothan. Batting third at third base, number 3, Tygan Long. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 11, Nate Hansen. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 4, Grayson Olson. Batting sixth in center field, number 5, Bo Johnson. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 15, Colin Olson. Batting 8th in right field, number 24, Ashton Swendra. Batting 9th, the second baseman, number 1, Eli Olson. And in left field, number 10, Kyan Mosing. And that's the starting lineup for the Dawson-Boyd Blackjacks and their head coach, Darren Swanson. Assistant coaches, Josh Staub and Derek Gritmacher. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Lakers. Leading off the catcher, number 15, Tegan Newman. Batting second, the second baseman, number 2, Dylan Karen. Batting third at third base, number 5, Logan Herrick. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 3, Braylon Breifogel. Batting fifth in right field, number 7, Dakota Cowell. Batting sixth, the starting pitcher, number 24, Jace Danielson. Batting seventh at first base, number 10, Landon Listel. Batting eighth in left field, number 8, Gage Dimmick. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 17, Brooke Smith. And that's starting lineup for the Lakers and their head coach, Kurt Shakey, and assistant coach, Brennan Aguirre. The officials for tonight's game, Craig Luagi and Lucas Teets. Ladies and gentlemen, this time we ask you to please stand to fable, move your hats and face the flag as we honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem. Surprise, softball didn't stop. Or are they? No, they're still going. Let's play ball. There we have it. Everything is done. Now all we got to do is just play ball. So let's run down the lineup for the Lakers, or actually the defensive alignment in the outfield from left to right. Gage Dimmick, Brooke Smith, and Dakota Cowell. On the infield from left to right, Logan Herrick, Braylon Breifogel, Dylan Karen, and Landon Listel. And behind the plate, Tegan Newman. And today's starting pitcher, number 24, Jace Danielson. The Blackjacks are going to send up Cameron Sather, Colton Botham, and Tygan Long in the top of the first inning. So the Blackjacks coming to today's game with a record of 3-2. Lakers 0-5. Looking for their first win of the season. For the Lakers, key to their success will be limiting the innings that get out of control for them. It's usually just 1 or 2 innings that do them in. They're in all of the ball games so far, and then just 1 inning or 2 has sealed their fate. Leading off for the Blackjacks in the top of the first inning, the pitcher number 14, Cameron Sather. We're going to get the temperature and everything today, Toombs. First pitch comes at 5:54, temperature 63 degrees. Danielson looks in for pitch number 2. Catches his own for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff batter, Cameron Sather. Danielson picks up the sign. Misses inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ball just missing the zone, 3-1. Danielson gonna try his best here to throw a strike. Don't want to give up. Whoa, words are tough. We'll stop right there. That's a single up the middle for Cameron Sather. Now batting the designated hitter, number 2, Colton Bothan. So Blackjacks get the leadoff runner on first base. We'll see how aggressive they are. Cameron's probably fast. Maybe either a bunt or a straight-up steal. He's going on the first pitch. Ball's called a strike at the knees. No throw. And Sather slides in safely with the stolen base. Stealing third. Good throw. But standing up safely is Sather. That pitch was called a ball. So 1-1 is our count to Colton Bothan. Colton's the designated hitter today and playing in left field. Don't have it on that one. Kyan Mosing is playing the field and Colton's batting. 1 ball, 2 strikes. With a runner 90 feet away. Ground ball to the right side of the infield, fielded by the second baseman, Dylan Cairn. Clean play over to the first baseman, Landon Listel, for out number 1. And Cameron stayed at third base. Now batting the third baseman, number 3, Tygan Long. So 1 out in the top of the first inning. Ball high and inside, ducking out of the way is Tygan. Oh, got to get that graphic over to third base. You guys knew he was there. Danielson delivers a strike. Tygan swinging over the top of that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. To the number 3 batter on deck is Nate Hansen. Strike on the outside corner from Jace Danielson. He's ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Danielson looks in for the sign. Accepts it. No look over at third base. Just missing the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That was a good-looking pitch from Jace Danielson on a 1-2, trying to get Tygan to chase a little bit there, and Tygan held off. Count is even at 2-2. Ball low, nice scoop from Tegan Newman behind the plate. Don't want to allow any pass balls to give up an easy run to the Blackjacks, make them earn it. Ground ball to the shortstop. Brylan Breifogel comes home, and Newman applies the tag for out number 2. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. That was a great play by the Lakers. Now batting the shortstop, number 11, Nate Hansen. So 2 outs now with runner on first base. Braylon made a nice play there to get Cameron Sather. He was going on the contact. A dribbler fielded by Jace Danielson, unable to make a play. That's going to be a single for Nate Hansen. Now batting the catcher, number 4, Grayson Olson. Jace had to field that one perfectly to even have a chance at getting Nate. It was just a little dribbler off the plate. So Jace tried to speed up a little bit there. Stealing third. Perfect throw, but not in time. Tigan steals third. And right in behind him, Nate Hansen goes to second. So a double steal executed perfectly for the Blackjacks. They now have runners on second and third with 2 outs in the top of the first inning. The number 5 batter is up, Grayson Olson. Looks at a strike. That is the second strike of the at-bat. Oh, one more strike, one more out. Lakers going to out of this inning without giving up any runs while allowing 2 runners to reach third base. Ground ball to the shortstop. No, that's going to get in between. They're sending Nate Hansen. No, hold him up. Ooh, thought about it for a second and then thought better of it and held him at first. So an RBI single from Grayson Olson. Now batting in center field, the number 5, Bo Johnson. Looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner at first base. Sounds like number 6. Courtesy running at first base, number 6, Aiden Dahl. So Blackjacks strike early in the first inning here. They're up a 1-0. Aiden stealing. Ball low. No throw from the Lakers. So Aiden takes second base. 1-0 the count to Bo Johnson. Foul ball straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitches are kind of accumulating now for Danielson here in the first inning. That's pitch number 21. 13 strikes, 8 balls. Strike right at the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Danielson looks in for the 0-2 call. Winds up and delivers, missing high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Actually, 2 balls, 2 strikes. I was 1-2 on that one, my bad. So 2-2 is the count. Ball high, full count. First base is unoccupied, but you don't want to give up any free runners. That ball's hit to the left fielder. Coming in, giving chase is Gage Dimmick, and he is underneath it for out number 3. For the Blackjacks in the top of the first inning, they score 1 run on 3 hits, 0 errors, and 2 runners left on base. Do it for the Lakers, Tegan Newman, Dylan Kieran, and Logan Herrick. So the Blackjacks strike for 1 in the top of the first inning. They lead 1-0. We'll be back in the bottom of the half.
Farmers typically only get one chance to plant their crop that they rely on for the year. At DJ's Planter Sales and Service LLC, we provide agricultural technologies and a top-notch service-first mentality, creating a more efficient and effective pass across the field. DJ's Planter Sales and Service is located 2 miles east of Cottonwood. Call Dale at 507-829-1220 or email us at djsplantersales@gmail.com.
Welcome back to the Lakeview Athletic Complex. The Blackjacks scored 1 in the top of the first inning. The Lakers are going to send up Tegan Newman, Dylan Kieran, and Logan Herrick. Let's look at the defensive alignment for the Blackjacks in the outfield from left to right. Kyan Mosing, Bo Johnson, Ashton Swendra. And in the infield from left to right, Tygan Long, Nate Hansen, Elijah Olson, and Colin Olson. Behind the plate, Grayson Olson. And today's starting pitcher, number 14, Cameron Sather. So now that the Lakers are down 1, it'll be important for them to try to get some base runners on and put a little pressure on the Blackjacks. Try to get that run back here in the bottom of the first inning. That way you're not always playing from behind. A looks like Cameron Sather throws pretty well. Popping the mitt. We watch him throw his final pitch here. Now we'll be coming down. So again, Lakers are going to send up Tegan Newman, Dylan Karen, and Logan Herrick in the bottom of the first inning. Leading out for the Lakers in the bottom of the first inning, the catcher number 15, Tegan Newman. Tegan steps in. Cameron Sather ready to throw the first pitch of the bottom of the first inning. Strike one. Maybe see if the Lakers try to do a little bunt, get a little small ball here, get Tegan on. He's swinging away, fouls that one straight back. 0-2. Sather winds up and delivers the 0-2 pitch. Gets him swinging for out number 1. Now batting the second baseman, number 2, Dylan Karen. Dylan looks at strike one. Cameron looks in, gets the sign, winds up and delivers. Ball high and inside. Dylan Karen ducks out of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike. Say if they're just missing the zone, a little bit low, maybe a little outside. 1 ball, or 2 balls and 1 strike. Decent crowd here tonight. People behind the backstops and lined up along the backstop. Ball hit to the left fielder. Couple steps left, couple steps right. And right to Kyan Mosing for out number 2. Now batting third baseman, number 5, Logan Herrick. Sather delivers the first pitch to Logan Herrick. That one's called a strike by a home plate umpire. Sather sets and delivers. Fouled straight back. Logan Herrick just underneath that one. Good cut. He's behind in the count, 0-2. Ball high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cameron Sather gets the sign, agrees with it, delivers. Ball hit hard, just over the third baseman's head, but foul. Hit foul by about 4 inches. Good contact from Logan Herrick, the number 3 batter. Logan lets that one go by. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another foul ball from Logan Herrick. Count remains 2-2. That's the 3rd foul ball this at bat for Logan. Sather delivers a 2-2. That's a hard hit ball to center fielder, Bo Johnson. He's right there for out number 3. For the Lakers in the bottom for the first inning, they go 3 up and 3 down after 1. Blackjacks 1, Lakers 0. Do it for the Blackjacks, Colin Olson, Ashton Swendra, and Elijah Olson. So Lakers go down in order. They do put the ball in play, but are unable to find the green out there. They're trailing 1-0. We'll be back with the top of the second inning right after this.
Patrick Mahomes, quarterback, Kansas City.
Travis Kelce, tight end, Kansas City.
Isaiah, meat manager, Hy-Vee.
At Hy-Vee, we hand select our beef, choosing only the finest cattle from the Midwest, which guarantees you get the most flavorful choice and prime steaks. So, for the best beef around,
Leave it to the pros.
We're entering the top of the second inning. The Blackjacks hold a 1-0 lead. They're going to send up Colin Olson, Ashton Swendra, and Elijah Olson. Leading off for the Blackjacks in the top of the second inning, the first baseman, number 15, Colin Olson. Danielson out there for the second inning. Starts Colin Olson off with a strike. Danielson delivers strike number 2. Nice first 2 pitches from Danielson to get ahead in the count. 0-2. Gets him to chase a little bit high for out number 1. Now batting the right fielder, number 24, Ashton Swendra. Three pitches from Danielson. Records the first out of the inning. Danielson looks in and delivers. Ball low. That ball's hit to the second baseman. Dylan Cairn moves a little bit to his right for out number 2. Now batting second baseman, number 1, Elijah Olson. Two quick outs for the Lakers in the top of the second inning. Danielson just missing to the number 9 batter, 1 ball. Danielson looks in, delivers. Foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Danielson sets. That runs in on Elijah for the first runner of the second inning for the Blackjacks with a hit by pitch. Now we'll be back to the top of the order. Leading off, or now batting, leadoff batter and pitcher, number 14, Cameron Sather. Cameron got things going for the Blackjacks in the top of the first inning with a leadoff single, and then was thrown out at home plate, but the Blackjacks still did end up scoring a run in the first. Watches that one go by for a ball. Eli Olson at first base with 2 outs. We'll see how aggressive the Blackjacks are. He's stealing. He got a good jump. That ball is hit to the center fielder, maybe drifting over to the left fielder. Gage Dimmick is underneath it and catches it for out number 3. For the Blackjacks in the top of the second inning, 0 runs on 0 hits, 0 defensive errors, and 1 runner left on base. Do it for the Lakers, Braylon Breifogel, Dakota Cowell, and Jace Danielson. So a good inning there from Danielson. Did have a hit batter in that one. That runner got on, but no damage done. We'll be back in the bottom of the second inning right after this. Cottonwood Body Shop, owned by Taylor Benson, is your go-to place for all of your repair needs. From auto body repair to automotive refinishing, along with watercraft repair and gel coat and fiberglass repair, Taylor also paints, repairs, and welds aluminum and repairs plastic. Taylor's hidden talent is glass installation and windshield repair. For all of your repair needs, call Taylor Benson at 507-423-5431. Entering the bottom of the second inning, the Lakers trailing 1-0. They're going to send out Braylon Breifogel, Dakota Cowell, and Jace Danielson. So a nice inning from Jace Danielson after giving up 1 run in the first. Did not give up any runs in the top of the second. Did allow a base runner. Hit Ashton Swendra. Or no, Elijah Olson. Hit Elijah Olson. That was my bad. Hit the number 9 batter. Now it's the Lakers' turn in the half inning. See if they can get some things going. Sather was very efficient in the first inning. 10 strikes, 4 balls. We'll see if he can keep that going. Leading out for the Lakers in the bottom of the second inning, the shortstop number 3, Braylon Breifogel. Ground ball to the shortstop. On one hop, Nate Hansen fires across the diamond, but Colin Olson comes off the bag, but does apply the tag for out number 1. Now batting the right fielder, number 7, Dakota Cowell. So a strong throw from Nate Hansen there, pulling Olson off the base, but the ball was there in enough time for him to make the tag on Braylon Breifogel. Cowell looks at pitch 1 for a strike. Swings through that one. He's now behind in the count, 0-2. Cameron Sather sets and delivers. Gets him swinging on a little off-speed pitch for out number 2. Now batting the pitcher, number 24, Jace Danielson. So just like the Lakers in the top half of the inning, bottom half, the Blackjacks have delivered 2 quick strikes, or two quick outs. The ball was inside. Jace successfully got out of the way of that ball. Watches the second one go by for another ball. 2-0. Now we got pitcher versus pitcher. Pop fly over the backstop for the first strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sather winds up, delivers inside, 3 balls, 1 strike. So a good count here for Jace Danielson. He can sit on whatever pitch he's wanting and just wait for that one. Hits that one to the right side of the infield, gets past the diving Elijah Olson, maybe a throw. No, from Ashton Swendra. Thought about it, but then thought better of it and held on to it. Jace Danielson records a single for the Lakers. Now batting the first baseman, number 10, Landon Listel. Strike at the knees. to the number 7 batter. Landon's playing first base. Sather delivers. Ball low. 1 ball, 1 strike. One thing I like about Sather, he works fairly fast on the mound. No lollygagging around. Strike 2. As a defender, you like that because you know that your pitcher's going to get up there and throw pitches fast, so you don't have to wait around too long. You can stay focused a lot easier. Gets them looking for out number 3. For the Lakers in the bottom of the second inning, they score 0 runs on 1 hit, 0 defensive errors, and 1 runner left on base. After 2, Blackjacks 1, Lakers 0. Do it for the Blackjacks, Colton Bothan, Tygan Long, and Nate Hansen. So in the second inning, both teams go scoreless. We're entering the top of the third inning. Blackjacks leading 1-0. We'll be right back.
Frank, you got a copy?
We're back at the Lakeview Athletic Complex in the top of the third inning. Blackjacks leading 1-0. Chase Danielson throwing for the Lakers. Cameron Sather for the Blackjacks. Blackjacks scored 1 in the first. They do have 3 hits, and they've left 3 runners on base. Lakers, no runs on 1 hit and left that 1 runner on base. Leading off for the Blackjacks in the top of the third inning, the designated hitter number 2, Colton Bothan. Danielson delivers the first pitch of the inning. Low and outside for a ball. That one got to the backstop. Strike right across the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. So with an elevated pitch count in the first inning, Danielson, I think, threw about 9 pitches in the second inning, so he's only at 37 right now. And he's ahead in the count 1-2. He threw 10 pitches in the second inning. Ooh, a little breaking ball missing outside. 2-2. I like that. Head in the count. 1-2. Try to get the batter to chase it. Don't have to give them anything nice. But now, after wasting that pitch, you got to come back with something around the zone. Gets a strike on the second hop, and that one eats up Logan Herrick. So a tough play. But Colton Bothan's going to reach on an infield error. Now batting third baseman number 3, Tygan Long. Tygan's 0 for 1. He did reach on a fielder's choice. That's where the Lakers threw Sather out at the plate. Stealing, showing bunt. Pulls back. Ball low, Bothan steals second. So 1-0 is our count. Danielson delivers, a little high, 2-0. Nobody out in the top of the third inning. Blackjacks have a runner in scoring position at second base. Pitch is outside, 3-0. More than likely, Taigan Long is red lighted here. And Danielson takes full advantage of that and throws it over the plate for a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike to the number 3 batter. And Taigan draws a walk. Now batting the shortstop, number 11, Nate Hansen. Nate is 1 for 1 with a single. Stealing third, ground ball to the shortstop. Braylon Breifeld backhands it, fires across the diamond. That goes over the head of Listel. That's going to allow Bothan to go to third home. And also going is Taigan Long. So on the play, Blackjacks score 2 on the throwing error. Now batting the catcher, number 4, Grayson Olson. So a nice play by Breifogel to scoop that up with the backhand, and the throw just went to the backstop. And then on that, Nate Hansen collided with Listel. Strike outside, or right over the plate. So it's saying Hansen collided with Listel, and that's what allowed the 2 runners to come across for the Blackjacks, because Listel was slow getting to the fence on that one. Don't blame him for that. That hurts. He's stealing, showing bunt. Bunted down the first baseline, fielded by Danielson. He is out, so it's going to go down as a sacrifice bunt. That was a pitcher to the first baseman. A 1-3 put out. Now batting center fielder, number 5, Bo Johnson. Bo's 0 for 1 in the game. Flew out in his first at-bat. To the left fielder. Stealing third. Pitch is called a strike. So Hansen slides in safely for another stolen base. That is the 7th stolen base of the game already for the Blackjacks. Foul tip. 2 strikes. So when the Blackjacks have gotten on, they've been very aggressive on the base paths with 7 stolen bases already. We're only in the 3rd inning. Just missing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2, Bo Johnson. Danielson looks in, gets a sign. Quick glance over to Nate Hansen at third base. Ball. Count is now even at 2-2. So Nate Hansen dancing at third here. Got a little look from Tegan Newman, but he's not getting off too far. That ball is hit hard. That's going to go over the left fielder's head and 1 hop the fence. So a stand-up RBI double for Bo Johnson. Now batting the first baseman, number 15, Colin Olson. Colin struck out in his first at-bat. Got down early in the count 0-2 and then chased a little high pitch. Danielson misses outside. That's the first ball that Colin Olson has seen today. He went down on 3 straight pitches in the second. Ball low, 2-0. Just 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning. Blackjacks have scored 3. They lead 4-0. Nice pitch from Danielson to catch the zone 2 balls, 1 strike. Stealing again. Called strike. So Bo Johnson steals third base for the 8th stolen base for the Blackjacks. 2-2 is the count. 1 out. And Danielson takes a little bit off of that one to get a swinging strike for out number 2. Now batting the right fielder, number 24, Ashton Swendra. Ashton's 0 for 1 with a fly out. A little pop up to the second baseman, right over second base. Looks at a ball high. Bo Johnson on third base for the Blackjacks. 2 outs. Coach giving signs. Can't imagine they'd put something on here. Little throwback from Danielson. Sliding back in safely is Bo Johnson. Lays there until the ball goes back to the pitcher smartly. Because when you start to stand up, sometimes you lose contact with the base. And it could be tagged out easily. Nice pitch from Danielson. A good swing, hefty swing from Ashton Swendra. Just missing it. 1 ball, 1 strike. To the number 8 batter. Another breaking ball from Danielson. He's found something there in that curveball. He's been throwing it for strikes or getting swings. Obviously, you can't throw it every time, but when he's throwing it, he's been effective with it. Goes back to it again and gets him for out number 3. For the Blackjacks in the top of the 3rd inning, they scored 3 runs on 1 hit, 2 defensive errors, and 1 runner left on base. Do it for the Lakers, Gage Dimmick, Brooks Smith, and Tegan Newman. So the Blackjacks take advantage of the errors. They score 3 in the top half of the 3rd inning. Lakers are trailing 4-0. We'll be back with the bottom of the 3rd right after this.
Borges Sporting Goods is your source for all your sporting gear needs. From Little League to college athletics, we have you covered, including all intramural and collegiate sports, as well as hunting and fishing gear for the outdoor enthusiasts. We also offer personalized in-store embroidery and silkscreen services at competitive prices. Stop by Borges and visit our store to see a wide variety of sporting goods we have to offer. For sporting, hunting, and fishing gear at the highest quality for reasonable prices, call or stop by Borges Sporting Goods on East College Drive in Marshall.
Borges Sporting Goods.
He was a skater boy. She said, see you later, boy. He wasn't good enough for her.
Welcome back to the Lakeview Athletic Complex. We're entering the bottom of the 3rd inning. Lakers trailing 4-0. They're going to send up Gage Dimmick, Brooks Smith, and then the top of the lineup in Tegan Newman. Sather's out there for his 3rd inning of work. He's thrown only 27 pitches so far, 19 strikes, 8 balls, so he's been very effective for the Blackjacks. Every time the Lakers have touched it, he's gotten an out except for 1 time. That was a ground ball to the right side of the infield. Leading off for the Lakers in the bottom of the 3rd inning, the left fielder, number 8, Gage Dimmick. Gage stands in there looking to get the Lakers started. Watches the first pitch go by for a strike. Sather delivers the 0-1. Gets him swinging. Gage is behind in the count, 0-2. Gage spent the day over at the Prairie Lakes Environmental Center today for the 8th grade celebration. So a funny event for the 8th graders today. And Gage goes down swinging for out number 1. Now batting center fielder, number 17, Brooks Smith. Ground ball to the shortstop. Nate Hansen fields it, fires across the diamond, and that pulls Olson off the base. So that's going to be error, and Brooke Smith reaching on that error. Now batting leadoff batter and catcher number 15, Tegan Newman. So back to the top of the order for the lineup for the Lakers. Tegan Newman stands in there. He's 0 for 1. Struck out in his first at bat. Watches the first pitch go by for a ball. 1-0. Brooke Smith is the second base runner for the Lakers. Jace Danielson was the first one with the single. And then now Brooks reaching on an error. That ball is hit to the right fielder, giving chase, moving to his right, and hauls it in. Ashton Swendra for out number 2, or number 1, correction. No, that is number 2. That was right. Now batting second baseman number 2, Dylan Karen. Sometimes I should just trust myself, Toombs. Dylan Karen, he is 0 for 1. Sather looks in, delivers a pitch. Strike 1. Brooke Smith gets his lead. Normal lead over. Sather looks over at him. Delivers the pitch home. Followed to the backstop for strike number 2. The wind is just slowly dying as this game's going along. Kind of nice. We're down to, now when I say dying, we're still at a 12-mile-an-hour wind, but out in the southwest Minnesota, that doesn't feel like anything. Flags hardly moving. That's a hard hit ball to the shortstop. Fielding cleanly, Nate Hansen pulls Colin Hansen off the base, and Colin Hansen has to take him again, but was successful that time for out number 3. For the Lakers in the bottom of the third inning, they score 0 runs on 0 hits, 1 defensive error, and 1 runner left on base. After 3, Blackjacks 4, Lakers 0. Do it for the Blackjacks, Elijah Olson, Cameron Sather, and Colton Bothman. So the Lakers were unable to get anything really going in the bottom of the third inning. They're trailing the Blackjacks 4-0. We'll be back with the top of the fourth inning right after this.
But what if we harness the power of collaboration? Imagine what we could achieve. Here at Farmward, we don't have to imagine. We're already doing it every single day. We are a family supporting families, cultivating strong communities, so that through the power of collaboration, anything is possible. Together, we are Farmward Cooperative, advancing farming for generations.
We're now in the top of the fourth inning. Blackjacks are holding on to a 4-0 lead. They scored 1 in the first and 3 in the third for that 4-0 lead. As we take a look at our upcoming streams, we got Prom and Grand March tomorrow starting at 6 p.m. with the drive up, and then Grand March at 7:30. And then softball on Monday, golf on Tuesday. And now we're ready for the top of the fourth inning. Leading off for the Blackjacks in the top of the fourth inning, second baseman number 1, Elijah Olson. Elijah was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. Actually, I should say first plate appearance. Ground ball to the third baseman. Just off of his reach. Maybe bounced off his glove and got away from Breifogel. So it's going to go down as an infield single for Elijah Olson. That was a tough play for Logan Herrick and Braylon Breifogel. Now batting the leadoff batter and pitcher, number 14, Cameron Sather. So leadoff single for the Blackjacks to start the top of the fourth inning. Sather stands up there 1 for 2 with a single and a flyout. Pop up to the middle of the infield. Underneath it is a pitcher. Jace Danielson catches it for out number 1. Now batting the designated hitter, number 2, Colton Bothan. Colton stands in there, 0 for 2. Ground ball and reached on an error. Pickoff attempt, sliding back in safely is Elijah Olson. The ball trickles away from Landon Listel, but only about 10 feet away from him. Elijah can't go anywhere on that. So he stays put at first base. Stealing. A strike is called. Sliding in safely is Elijah Olson. I'll have to double check, but I think that's stolen base number 9 for the Blackjacks. That is number 9. We've seen them steal third base. We'll have to keep an eye on that if they attempt another stolen base here from Elijah. Not this time. Strike 2 at the knees. Ooh, there we go. Had the wrong graphic up there. My apologies. That ball's popped up on the right side of the infield. Underneath it is a first baseman. That goes off of his glove. That's going to be an error, and Colton Bothan reaching. That was a tough play. The wind kind of kept pushing that one. Now batting third baseman number 3, Tygan Long. So Landon was underneath it, and the wind just kind of kept pushing it, and it had to keep coming and coming, and just popped off his glove. Ball outside and maybe a little bit low, 1-0. Danielson's now at 68 pitches. Strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pickoff attempt. Sliding back in safely is Elijah Olson. Count 1 ball, 1 strike to the number 3 batter. He's 0 for 1. Reached on a fielder's choice and a walk, so he's been on base both times. Just had a bird fly by right in front of us. Fouled straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Danielson gets a sign. Foul ball. Lakers are definitely a lot more concerned about Elijah Olson at second base now. After all the stolen bases, they're really trying to keep him close, not allowing him to steal that extra 90 feet. Dylan Karen holding him on, and then coming in behind him is Bry Fogel. They are stealing. A great throw. Slides in safely. It is a strikeout. But a stolen base for both. Here we go. Both runners. Now batting the shortstop, number 11, Nate Hansen. That ball is hit to the center fielder. Brooks Smith moving to his left, coming in and down to his knees, and catches it for out number 3. For the Blackjacks in the top of the 4th inning, 0 runs on 1 hit, 1 defensive error, and 2 runners left on base. Do it for the Lakers, Logan Herrick, Braylon Breifogel, and Dakota Cowell. So the Lakers, or Blackjacks, score 0 runs there in the top of the 4th inning. We'll be back with the bottom half right after this.
Infinity Ag, located in Hanley Falls, Minnesota, is your trusted source of Pioneer seed. Infinity Ag serves area farmers with Pioneer seed sales and treatment, chemical sales, as well as drone services. Our focus is helping farmers boost productivity, profitability, and sustainability. We deliver great Pioneer products straight to your field. Infinity Ag proudly supports Lakeview athletics and activities.
Go Lakers!
Coming into the bottom of the fourth inning, Lakers are trailing 4-0. Blackjacks scored 3 in the third, 1 in the first, and that's the scoring so far. Blackjacks have 5 hits, Lakers with 1 defensive error for the Blackjacks, while the Lakers have 3. But kind of the stat of the game so far has been the stolen bases. The Blackjacks are now up to 11 stolen bases. So they've taken advantage of getting on base. And then the errors have cost the Lakers. They've only given up 1 earned run right now. So if you take away those errors, this game could be tied at 1-1. But that's why we play the whole game, and the Blackjacks do have that. Or not 1-1, but it would be 1-0 would be the score. But anyway, here we go. Bottom of the fourth inning, Lakers are up right now. Leading out for the Lakers, the third baseman, number 5, Logan Herrick. Sather's out there for his 4th inning of work. 36 pitches so far. Ball's hit to the right fielder. That might catch the corner. That's in there for Logan stretching it out. I was going to say for a single, but Logan was wheeling and dealing out of the base or off of the hit. And he reaches second with a stand-up leadoff double for the Lakers. Now batting the shortstop, number 3, Braylon Breifogel. Braylon's 0 for 1 with a ground out. Sather delivers. Strike inside. Ball. Well, 0 balls, 1 strike. Words are hard. 0-1. Yep. Sather gets Breifogel swinging. Had a pitch out of the zone. 0-2 to the number 4 batter. Ball outside. 1-2. Breifelgel's going to have to work hard to get his pitch on this one. Sather's probably not going to throw him anything right down the middle. Gets a breaking ball fouled off. Wasn't going to do much with that one. So just fouls it off, and now hopefully can maybe sit on a fastball. But Sather might deliver a little off speed. No, there's the fastball. Good eye from Breifogel, just missing. 2-2. Sather working from the stretch. Quick look over at Logan at second base. Gets a swinging strike from Breifogel for out number 1. Now batting the right fielder, number 7, Dakota Cowell. So Logan Herrick on second for the Lakers. Cowell's up there is 0 for 1. Looks at the first pitch for a strike. With a runner in scoring position, the Lakers would like to take advantage and get that goose egg off the board. Good cut from Cowell, but he's now behind in the count. 0 balls, 2 strikes. Just off the plate, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Dakota Cowell, the number 5 batter. Good pitch from Sather gets Dakota Cowell swinging for out number 2. Now batting the pitcher, number 24, Jace Danielson. Jace has one of the 2 hits for the Lakers. Snuck it past the second baseman in his first at-bat. Could do the same thing here. That would score Logan Herrick from second. Strike on the inside corner, 1 ball, or 1 strike. Ball low. Sather looks in. Quick look over at Logan at second. And coming home. Looked like a changeup. Kind of fooled Danielson. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That ball is low. Count is even at 2-2. Sather just passed the 50 pitch mark, is now at 51. A little hit and run in place there for the Lakers. Logan Herrick was stealing, Danielson swinging. Trying to manufacture a run, get some things going. Might have the same thing going again here. Nope. And that's a strikeout for Jace Danielson. For the Lakers in the bottom of 4th inning, 0 runs on 1 hit, 0 errors, and 1 runner left on base after 4. Blackjacks 4, Lakers 0. Do up for the Blackjacks, Grayson Olson, Bo Johnson, and Colin Olson. So getting a runner on at second base, Lakers unable to get him around. They trail 4-0. We're entering the top of the 5th inning. We'll be back right after this.
But what if we harness the power of collaboration? Imagine what we could achieve. Here at Farmward, we don't have to imagine. We're already doing it every single day. We are a family supporting families, cultivating strong communities, so that through the power of collaboration, anything is possible. Together, we are Farmward Cooperative, advancing farming for generations.
It's going down. I'm yelling timber. You better move. You better dance.
We're into the bottom of the, or top of the 5th inning. Blackjacks are going to send Grayson Olson, Bo Johnson, and Colin Olson up to the plate. They're due up. Jace Danielson is out there for his 5th inning of work. He's throwing 73 pitches. So his pitch count is doing pretty good. 11 in the 4th, 27 in the 3rd, 10 in the 2nd, and 25 in the 1st. Leading off for the Blackjacks in the top of the 5th inning, the catcher, number 4, Grayson Olson. Grayson's 1 for 1. Single, and then lay down a nice sacrifice bunt. So the nice thing about the sac bunt is it doesn't count against you, doesn't even count as a at-bat, just a plate appearance. So he's 1 for 1. Nice changeup from Danielson, or maybe a little bit of a breaking ball there. Caught Olson lunging a little bit, just able to follow that one back. 0-2 is our count. 2, the number 5 batter. Just off the plate. Thought he was going to ring him up there, but it's a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I was getting a little excited up here, Toombs, on that one. Ball high. Working in the press box today, we have Lacey Truey on the camera and Tom Hins on the scoreboard. Ball low. Give you a quick look in at the press box here. You can see us working hard. There's a little Lacey just waving right there. And Toombs Little wave to you right there, and then I'm on the right. Foul ball. Full count to Grayson Olson. We'll do it again. Danielson delivers the 3-2 count. Ground ball to the shortstop. Oh, in between the third baseman and Braylon Breifogel. Logan Herrick diving at it. Unable to haul it in. And that's going to be a leadoff single for Grayson Olson. Now batting center fielder number 5, Bo Johnson. Bo's 1 for 2. He doubled in his last at-bat. Ball low. That was a hard hit ball to left field. That one hopped the fence. Now with the runner on, we'll see if the Blackjacks are stealing again. No. Looked like he was going to go. Grayson Olson at first took a step and like he was going and then held up. Danielson looks in. 2 balls, no strikes. Pickoff attempt. Moving back into first base safely is Grayson Olson. He's stealing. Ball high. No throw. That was a good jump from Grayson Olson. So 3 balls. Whoops. To Bo Johnson, the number 6 batter. Ball 4 goes to the backstop. That's going to allow Grayson Olson to move over to third base. And in fact, going all the way to second is Bo Johnson. Now batting first baseman number 15, Colin Hansen. Ball missing outside. Colin is 0 for 2. Nobody out in the top of the 5th inning. Blackjacks have 2 runners in scoring position. That ball is hit hard to the left fielder, going back over his head. That one hops the fence. That actually hit on the warning track. 337 down that power alley. So that's a double for Colin Olson and knocking in 2 runs. Now batting the right fielder, number 24, Ashton Swendra. That ball was hit hard from Colin Olson. Little meeting at the mound between Jace Danielson and Tegan Newman. Well, nobody out in the top of the 5th inning. Blackjacks just scored 2 on the double from Colin Olson, and now Swendra's up there. He's 0 for 2. Looking for his first hit. His teammate Colin Olson just got his first. Shows bunt. Sewell chops at it. Just going to go down as a strike. Colin Olson had to retreat back to second base. He was anticipating contact from Swendra. He was down the base path quite a ways, but he got back safely. Swendra swinging at that one after showing bunt on his first at-bat. He's now behind in the count, 0-2. Danielson delivers the 0-2 count, gives a breaking ball. Little blooper between the third baseman and shortstop. And that is Swendra's first hit of the game. Moves Olson over to third base. Now batting second baseman, number 1, Eli Olson. Number 9 batter coming up. Looks like we're going to have a mound visit from the Lakers. We'll see if there's going to be a change. Don't know We do have a pitching change here coming up. Looks like maybe Breifogel. Will be pitching. Okay, Landon Listle's going to left. All right, so we'll get Landon Listle out in left. Figure out our other switches here. Looks like Jace has a first baseman's glove on, so he's going to first. I think Gage is going to be playing maybe shortstop. So Tegan's pitching. Okay, so now our catcher is now pitching. Dylan's going to catch, and going to second base is going to be Gage Dimmick. We got it. There's our changes. All right, here we go. We're going to make these announcements for everybody. Now pitching for the Lakers, number 15, Tegan Newman. In left field, number 10, Landon Listle. At second base, number 8, Gage Dimmick. At first base, number 24, Jace Danielson. And catching, number 2, Dylan Karen. So Danielson goes 5 innings, giving up 6 runs so far. He is responsible for both Olsen and Swendra. He gave up 8 hits. Blackjacks have runners on first and third. Looks like Newman is ready to go. Now batting the second baseman, number 1, Eli Olsen. I think I announced him once already, but everybody likes to hear their name said. So we can hit it again. There we go. All right, here we go. Newman now out there for the Lakers in the top of the 5th inning. No runs, or no outs. 2 runs have scored for the Blackjacks. He's off and running. And without a pitch, Swendra steals second base. Newman delivers a pitch high and inside. Pitch number 2 from Newman. Just missing the zone. 2 balls to Elijah. He's 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch and then singled. This is the number 9 batter, and then they'll turn the lineup around to Cameron Sather, Colton Bothan, due up 1 and 2. That ball misses. 3-0. So with the wind dying down, temperature still staying steady at about 62 degrees. And a 4-pitch walk as Newman comes in relief. Now batting leadoff batter and pitcher number 14, Cameron Sather. The Lakers have brought the infield in to cut down any runs at the plate. Don't want to give up any more. That ball is hit to the outfield. That's the right fielder. That kind of got by Dakota Cowell. That's going to be a single, and then an error is going to allow a couple runs to score. So now runners on second and third. Now batting designated hitter number 2, Colton Bothan. Now the Blackjacks are up 8-0. Nobody out in the top of the 5th inning. Strike 1 to Colton Bothan. Blackjacks have scored 4 runs. They've doubled their run total here in the 5th inning, leading the Lakers 8-0. Newman, that goes off of Newman's glove. That was a tough play. That's going to be an infield single. On a positive, none of the runners from Blackjacks were able to advance, but that's going to now load the bases for the third batter. Now batting third baseman number 3, Tygan Long. That was a nice pitch from Newman, just missing the zone. Tygan Long's 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice, walk, and a strikeout. That ball is hit hard to the left side of the left fielder. That's going to go almost to the warning track. That's going to clear the bases. And a double. So 3 runs come across on the double from Tygan Long. Now batting the shortstop, number 11, Nate Hansen. So Nate Hansen, he's 1 for 3 with a single, reached on an error and a flyout. Blackjacks have now opened this game up. They've scored 7. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. Tegan Newman delivers the pitch, low and outside, 1-0. 2-0, my bad. Is it 2-0? All right, I didn't. Thought that was the first pitch. That ball's hit to the right fielder. Underneath it is Dakota Cowell. Taking up was Tygan Long, but he thought better of it. That was probably a good decision. Dakota Cowell got that ball in fast. Now batting the catcher, number 4, Grayson Olson. Grayson's 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a sacrifice bunt. 1 out for the Blackjacks. Runner on second is Tygan Long. Foul ball down the third baseline, fielded cleanly by the head coach of the Blackjacks. That is Darren Swenson. Newman sets and delivers the 0-1 pitch. That's the back. And gone. That is a home run for Grayson Olson. So a 2-run home run for Grayson Olson. Gives the Blackjacks a 13-0 lead with 1 out. Now batting center fielder, number 5, Bo Johnson. Well, that was a hard hit ball to left center field. Blackjacks now have scored 9 runs in the 5th inning to give them a 13-0 lead. They were up 4-0 going into this inning. First pitch comes across as a ball. Another hard hit ball in between the third baseman and shortstop goes out to Landon Listel. That's a single for Bo Johnson. Now batting first baseman number 15, Colin Olson. So Colin, 1 for 3. He doubled this inning, recorded his first hit, scored a couple runs. Ball outside. Colin Olson did not get in 2 runs on that double. Fly ball over the third base dugout. Not quite the third base dugout, but drops in foul, kind of in no man's land. Dylan Karen and Tegan Newman gave chase, but to no avail. Ball drops in there. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. Blackjacks leading 13-0. Strike called. Ball's hit to the pitcher. He drops it. Still going to record an out, though, because Bo Johnson had to hold up there, so no error. But it's going to go down as a fielder's choice. Now batting the right fielder, number 24, Ashton Swendra. So even though the catch was not made, no harm done as the Lakers did record an out. So we have 2 outs. Ashton's 1 for 3. Singled in his last at-bat. Strike right above the belt. 0-1. Tegan Newman looks in, delivers. Nice pitch there. Swen just swings right through that one. 0-2 is our count. 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. Blackjacks are leading 13-0. They've scored 9 in this inning. Colin Olson on first base. Ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Newman looks in, working from the stretch, just missing the outside corner, evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oh yeah, Mrs. Berg over in the dugout. Yeah, she texted to see if the game was still going. And a strikeout to end the inning. Oops, push the wrong button. For the Blackjacks in the top of the 5th inning, they score 9 runs on 8 hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. Do it for the Lakers, Landon Listel, Gage Dimmick, and Brooks Smith. So the Blackjacks open the game up in the top half of the inning. We'll be back with the bottom half. Lakers need to score 4 to keep this game going. We'll be back right after this.
First independent bank, big enough to know business, small enough to know you.
Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now.
We're back at the Lakeview Athletic Complex in the bottom of the 5th inning. Lakers trailing 13-0. Blackjacks scored 9 in the top half of the inning. Lakers are now in danger of the 10-run rule. They need 4, but it's going to start out with Landon Listel. Leading off for the Lakers in the bottom of the 5th inning, left fielder number 10, Landon Listel. Sather's out there for his 5th inning of work. He's only thrown 53 pitches so far and starts the 5th inning off with a strike. So 40 strikes, 14 balls from the Dawson-Boyd Blackjack, Cameron Sather. Strike 2 to Landon Listel. 0-2 count. Sather delivers just off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Sather gets Listo swinging for out number 1. Now batting second baseman number 8, Gage Dimmick. Sather's still got a little pop on that ball in the 5th inning here. Throws a nice ball for the Blackjacks. He's around the plate. And he's ahead 0-2 just on cue. Dimmick's 0 for 1. Looking for his first hit. Or even getting on base. Ball missing outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And catches the outside corner for out number 2. Now batting the center fielder, number 17, Brooks Smith. So the Lakers are down to their final out, leaving it in the hands of Brooks Smith, who reached on an error. Little chop at it. And that is caught by Grayson Olson, and that's going to be the ball game here. Blackjacks are going to win 13-0. And that's your final score. Blackjacks 13, Lakers 0. For the Blackjacks, they score 13 runs on 13 hits, 1 defensive error, and leave 7 runners on base. For the Lakers, they score 0 runs on 2 hits, 4 defensive errors, and leave 3 runners on base. Time of the game, 1 hour and 22 minutes. Thank you for coming out to tonight's game. Please drive home safely. So there's our final. I'm going to put that score back on there. Whoops. I just want it for, there we go. Okay, so there we go. So 13-0. Lakers lose to the Blackjacks. We'll run down some stats, starting out with the Blackjacks. Cameron Sather is 2 for 4 with 2 singles, an RBI, 1 run scored, and 2 stolen bases. Colton Bothman, 1 for 4 with 2 runs scored. That was a single and 2 stolen bases. Tygan Long has 1 hit. That was a double. Scored 3 runs and 3 RBIs. And had 1 stolen base. Nate Hansen was 1 for 4 with a single, 1 run scored, and 2 stolen bases. Grayson Olson was 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored, 2 singles, a home run, and 3 RBIs, and 1 stolen base. Bo Johnson, he was 2 for 3 with a single, a double, RBI, run scored, and a stolen base. Colin Olson, 1 run scored. He was 1 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs. Ashton Swendra, 1 hit. He was 1 for 4 with a single, 1 run scored, and 1 stolen base. Elijah Olson was 1 for 3 with a single, 1 run scored, and 2 stolen bases. So the Blackjacks had 13 stolen bases on the game. They had 13 hits. They were 13 for 30 that was a .433 batting average. They had 10 RBIs. 3 doubles, 9 singles, and 1 home run. On the pitching side of things, Cameron Sather started the game and went 5 innings. He gave up 0 runs, 9 strikeouts, 2 hits, and 0 walks. So Cameron Sather gets the win for the Blackjacks. For the Lakers, their 2 hits, 1 hit from Logan Herrick. That was a double. And Jace Danielson had a single. And that was it for Lakers for hitting. No stolen bases on the game. So 2 hits. They were 2 for 18. That's a 111 batting average. On the pitching side of things, Jace Danielson started the game. He went 4 innings. He gave up 8 runs, 5 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 8 hits, and 2 walks. And Tegan Newman pitched 1 inning in relief. He gave up 5 runs on 5 hits, 1 strikeout, 5 hits, and 1 walk. There we go. So the time of the game was 1 hour and 22 minutes. The Blackjacks defeat the Lakers 13-0. Coming up next, we'll have Prom Drive Up and Grand March tomorrow starting at 6 p.m. So again, thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast between the Lakeview Lakers and the Dawson-Boyd Blackjacks. Blackjacks win 13-0. Have yourselves a great evening.